Yeah, you won't miss it. And hey, welcome back to the Off the Clock Show. Joined again with Sean Gervais from OrbisX CRM and Marshall Hill from the Pints and Polishing Podcast, Hyper Clean Car Care Products, and the Mister with the sniffer. He has been creating creating a lot of sense lately, which is pretty awesome. We were having some good laughs about that, and then he was telling me about the mug that he stole from his wife. From his wife. It's fine,
But cinnamon bun, who'd have ever thought? Now, if
cinnamon
it
bun.
makes it into production, then people can come back to this episode and remember. So we
Yeah, yeah,
won't
yeah,
say what product because it
yeah.
might not actually make into production, but
Yeah. It definitely should. And if it doesn't, into
it's
mass,
such an interesting scent,
it
right?
should
Cinnamon
be,
bun, like
it could be a limited, like the vanilla spice lattes or whatever they have at Starbucks during certain points of the year, that kind of stuff. It could be, limited edition, right? That's I don't know. Me, you're like, well, we'll see. We'll see. All right, so we won't mention it. It's those kinds of things though that I think like innovation, that's what's so cool about business for me is being innovators. As much as we're business owners and stuff, like unless you're in the business of selling elevator buttons, whatever you're doing is probably pretty exciting, you know? And maybe
so.
elevator buttons are exciting too.
Speaking of innovations,
Yes, sir.
I
So
mean, how'd your boys do? I
so
mean, how'd
did
they do over there?
amazing, actually. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
wrapped up MTE did really, really well. Better than I expected because for me, we're just it's software isn't really sexy. Like it is and it isn't, but it's not sexy like there's something different about, seeing a pan get polished. No, that's a joke. No, but there's something I know. But there's something sexy about seeing like, you
they
go to a
tried.
booth and
I'll give them that.
yeah, yeah.
Because they now are taking some heat from people, and that's the bullshit part. Like that's the
Yeah.
bullshit part. Nobody wanted to voice their opinion beforehand.
Yeah.
They only want to say it after
After
and
the fact.
that's bullshit.
Yeah.
So on the flip side, I'd actually say, you know what, you guys at least did something.
Yeah. Because without the feedback ahead of time, how are they
There's
supposed
no
to
feedback ahead of time
where are they
except for
supposed to
what you could hear on camera. The only feedback ahead of time was, hey, I've done this in some trainings before 20
Mm.
years ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And this guy was bringing it back to kind of, I guess, help with this. He basically said it was his idea to do it this way,
Yeah.
right? So it was like, okay, cool. Um, that
Yeah.
there's the excuses that they couldn't bring in hoods. Like, I mean, you could have.
Yeah.
Would it have been a much bigger ordeal? Yes. But
Yeah.
because this older trainer had done it this way a long time ago, it makes
They were
sense,
like,
right?
yeah.
So I'm not gonna be so I voiced my embarrassment since, on the last one.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna lump it on because there's a bunch of people coming off the top ropes like they actually did something or
We
voiced an
did
opinion. I'll give the people that did something they were trying to be
yeah.
innovative.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
give them my hats off that they at least tried to be innovative, right?
Yeah.
I will give them that.
100%.
Too many assholes are now lumping in.
Yeah.
The only question I have from after all of it, only question I have, we had trainers going against trainers. How did it? So a random detailer won? Like, how does a trainer now
Tells you
still
about the
say that
trainers, right?
somebody should pay him to get trained?
Yeah.
His
That's
career
true.
is now officially over. He
Yeah,
could
yeah.
not win. Multiple
True.
trainers, let's just say multiple trainers, could not win the first, not
Yeah.
the 100th, the
Yeah.
very first, right? Should be the easiest. The very
Should be
first one,
yeah.
the easiest. And
Yeah.
these trainers that have been making money off it
Yeah.
couldn't even win the first one.
It's true. If you went to a karate competition and you see the owner of a dojo get dusted by, by some guy that's not even a trainer, a coach, or whatever, are you signing up to that dojo? Not a chance in hell. This guy mopped the floor with you, and he's not even.
Hey, listen, maybe this guy is the
Like,
next Rocky, the next Creed,
ah,
right?
yeah,
Maybe,
that's a
maybe,
possibility. Could be.
maybe,
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
maybe,
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 but
maybe.
still, I would, yeah.
Mm.
Close though. Yeah, so my guys did good though. So the coolest thing I found was that I wanted to be there. I couldn't because of prior travel engagements, but I actually
Prior
think,
travel engagements. He had
yeah,
his ass in the sand and his toes in the water. That's what he was doing.
absolutely. But I think it was better, to be honest, for a few reasons. One is that other new members were able to talk to existing members and hear how they're using it. And the guy in particular, Sean, his name's Sean as well. He's got two shops. He's got one in Florida and then he's got one in West Virginia. And he was able to talk to them how he's using it, show them some things, which was great. We onboarded a lot of new people, but the coolest part for me wasn't even the new business. There were hundreds of OrbisX members there, which was cool, and they ended up stopping by the booth and they were taking photos with them and stuff like that. And then they said it's nice to connect with other members. And the cool part was a lot of them had signed up, but they didn't even know there was a Facebook group. And so they were like, oh shit, there's a Facebook group. And then at the same time, a lot of them were like, while I'm here, I actually had a question how to do XYZ or something because I saw you were showing that guy how to do it. Show me how to do it. So they were uncovering features that they had never used before. So it was really cool to see that engagement within the community of people helping each
Community.
other. Community, absolutely. And because the thing is this, I pump out features, I build things that I know are going to work from a marketing perspective, so on and so forth. But there's all these little tips and tricks that I find through the course of, that's why I involve myself with a lot of support tickets, for example. Through the course of talking things out with members or discussing things about their shop or their business, you learn little tidbits of how they're doing something. Like sometimes you might, I don't know, make a tool, but then someone uses it slightly different or they use it for some other purpose and you're like, holy shit, that's crazy. So maybe if I implement that this way, other people will benefit from it too. So I don't know, it's kind of like a learning experience all around. And so they they were using certain features differently, or they weren't using some features once they were shown how. It's nice to see everybody as a whole making this product better. And that's where there was another software company that was there that was upset. They've been upset before at the presence of OrbisX, which is, hey man, like Jesus, it's capitalism. Welcome to it. But they were upset and the owner of that software came over to our booth and was like, I want to talk to the owner of OrbisX. And they're like, well, he's not here right now. It's Jamaica. Like, what do you want to do? And then he's like, well, have him call me. Have him. I want to talk to him. Da, da, da. He's like upset about something. I don't even know what. But he was trying for a while to get some of our members to switch over and he was doing it in certain unscrupulous ways and stuff. And a lot of the members told him, like, buddy, listen, I'm happy with what I got going on with OrbisX, and I'd really appreciate it if you stop calling me and stuff. And he kept calling, harassing them to the point that some of the guys had to say, like, listen, stop calling me, man. Like, lose my number. And then the guy just flipped out. And people started sharing text messages about like this guy was losing his mind. The stuff he was sending was crazy. And it wasn't just against our members, it was other software providers' members as well. This guy was just losing his shit. Anyway, long story short, um, him being there, losing his mind a little bit. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that seeing the collectiveness of the members come together and be like, the main reason we wouldn't go anywhere is because the community that we have that's built, even if OrbisX wasn't as amazing as it is, that is so much of a reason to stay that everyone's willing to help each other. Like here you go, you got two guys that they weren't paid to be there. They offered to be there. They wanted to just be there to support the project, everything. They were like, yeah, we'd love to do this. Can we get a booth? And I was like, yeah, sure. I won't be able to be there. So I had no plans of being at MTE. They were like, we're going and we would love to have a booth if you could get one put together. So we had a couple days and we are like, let's try and wrap this up. Which, by the way, if we do it again, we're going to be more prepared because wrapping up an exhibition in a couple days, getting stuff shipped to someone else and stuff, it's a lot. Big undertaking. But we pulled it off. It was a great success. It was awesome. There were some things that if we had more time would have been done better, would have been done differently. But all in all, I gotta say, me actually not being there was probably more beneficial for the community than if I was there in some aspects because
I think because you're going to want to hustle.
yeah, for
And
sure.
there wasn't
My
enough
nature.
people
That's
there
a
to hustle.
that's
There
a good
wasn't
point.
meat on the bone to chew on from what
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, the pictures I saw, there was nobody there.
You know
I mean,
what?
the videos that you could listen to people doing videos and you could hear them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Like,
true. You shouldn't hear that. It should have been like a swarm of bees, right? You just hear the humming. But you're right. And same thing. Feedback was the first day, busy, 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 relatively busy. Second day, by like noon, phew, ghost town. You know. Now I wasn't there, so I don't know from firsthand. But I saw
and what
the
is
videos. I saw the
somebody
posts.
else that hasn't been there before doesn't know what busy is, right?
Mm, true. Yeah.
Busy 5 years ago, busy this year. Those are two different numbers.
Very different things.
Way
Yeah.
two different numbers. The
Yeah,
photos I saw of standing room only, and then you
yeah.
actually count, there wasn't even 100 people in the room.
Yeah. It's like,
Listen, those rooms were 300 to 400 in the past years. I
yeah.
mean,
It's
I
a
drew a
big
crowd of
difference.
100 people. I
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
nobody
Boom. Yeah,
4 years ago.
yeah.
So if I could draw a crowd of 100 people,
Yeah.
you know,
Surely
these
they,
two dudes that have been around for 20 something years, they should be
yeah.
able to draw a crowd of 100 people. The two of them combined couldn't even draw a crowd of 100 people. So
Jeez.
that means that there just wasn't anybody. It's not anything about those people. It's about what meat is on the bone.
Yeah,
And there just isn't meat on that bone anymore. Like
it's
that's
true.
that's the
I think
innovative
it's the
part that
same old too, right? Same old
exactly
faces,
right.
same
Like
old routine. Yeah,
you look at the photos, you look at the videos, you see things, and you go. The one part about the competition I can appreciate if there was a moment of innovation that they
yeah,
haven't had. Like I'm still seeing people record podcasts from their booth.
yeah.
Listen, I did that 2018 and 2019. It should not still be going around, right? I
It's
mean,
true.
like
Yeah,
they should not still be. There's no innovation. They're still doing something that we created that kind of exploded for them. And then there were so many people recording that we made
yeah.
fun of them. And now there's still some people that are still trying to do it. And you just go, guys, come on, like,
It's true.
and then the post, I'm humbled at the experience. The fuck? What are you humbled about? There was fucking 200 people there.
Yeah, yeah. Humbled at the
I'm humbled. Like, I'm blessed. It's like, what are you blessed about?
man. Nowadays, 200 people. That's a small wedding.
The problem that you see that has come out of there is the amount of so many of the same people that
Yeah,
they all just clap each other on, and
yeah,
then the feeds all get posted with all these awards that then listen, I get it. When other people are getting awards, there's something that happens and triggers in us. And you can't argue with me on that because inside of the comments, you see the excuses. Oh, well, wait, hold on. You can't give an excuse of why you didn't go there and do the thing and why you can't give an excuse after.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that person felt something of him not winning an award,
Mm,
right? It caused him to
that's
have
true.
to do
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
saw somebody else winning, he didn't get it, and now he wants to give the excuse. And you go, no, man, like you're a spineless piece of shit, is what you are. Like
Like
these
you didn't say
guys that
anything
want to
before,
jump in
and it's
off the ropes after the fact,
yeah,
screw all of you. Like
that's true.
anybody
Yeah.
that wants to voice their opinion, I can't stand any of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There was
Because it's
no
either say it with
innovation
your whole
except for
chest
that.
before, or like it is what it is. So let me ask you though, innovation wise, you've been, SEMA and all that stuff as well, other shows. Do you feel that they're all kind of stuck in the same loop? Like, do you think it's all kind of rinse and repeat, same formula over and over and over? Or do you think there's some that are kind of,
You,
I don't know. I feel like
you
something
see,
needs to be shaken up. Something. Because
well, there needs
to
to be,
me,
but
it seems like it's the same rinse and repeat bullshit.
and okay, so let's think about expos because, and that's not just this particular expo. I'm not. Let's just talk in general terms. I
Yeah.
was talking to my partner about this. I said, listen, man, you got to think 50 years ago.
Mhm.
What think 100 years ago, what it meant to go to a town center, a town hall, and
Ah,
have commerce,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
transitioning out of that became convention centers and expo centers, right?
Yeah.
Where then different trades and different things would come in. And it used to be around here, the gun show, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking gun show was the best. Now, I'm not talking about this gun
Yeah.
show,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sun's Out, Guns Out. I'm talking about the fucking gun show, man. I mean,
Yeah.
Tulsa Convention Center, when the gun show was here, that place was packed. The
Yeah.
amount of people that would go to the gun show, right? And
Yeah.
then you
Yeah.
would have the camper and RV show.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that was prime. If you wanted to see what was coming out, you wanted to go. I know Mildred who listens to these and people that are with us that are in the marine world. They talk about the boat shows, right?
Yeah.
You go there to buy. You go there to get something done. Like, I want to
True,
see
yeah.
what's coming out next. Man, there wasn't a show that I went to that salesman didn't try and get me to buy something.
On the spot. Yeah. It wasn't like
That's what they used to be.
yeah. We still have that here where I think they call it the Garden and Home Show. It's huge. And but they continue to innovate. The stuff they do is pretty cool. They're smart with it too, because they know, like, they want the parents there. So like some years they'll have like a petting zoo for the kids. Last year I think they had go-karts or something. They brought in go-karts and they made two I don't know, tracks or whatever. One was for kids, and then they made one for adults. It was pretty cool. So they do stuff like that. But every year there's like an attraction part, and then there's, in between that, you walk around, but it's the same thing. People are selling you stuff. Like you're leaving there, you just bought a new garage door for your house, you bought a bunch of shit.
Right? I think
Yeah.
anybody that's listening to this should take anything of discussion around marketing or people talking about problems with business and always go, how do I take that and apply it?
Mm, yeah.
Right? I mean, they should, because you got two
100%.
guys, basically, let's just call it bitching and moaning, right?
Yeah,
Having
yeah.
a good joke, bitching and moaning. But the expos, in a sense, and this expo, you cannot deny when you, as somebody who was got a really great start, a good hump out of, a good thrust of business, a good thrust of my rocket ship, in a sense, out of the expo. I It is saddening to look at the hall and go, man, where is everybody?
Yeah.
But here's the problem with the lack of innovation of what it did, because you have not seen zero. There's no innovation. Nothing's been done. And before me, there was zero, but like there's been no innovation. They've done the same thing year after year, to your point. And it's
Yeah.
just, here, come set up a booth. People are going to walk through. You're going to be able to try and sell them something, have a cool display, so then you would learn, like, the way you would set up your table. You wanted people to engage on how they come in. So you don't want the table out front. You want stuff to the side. And that was the whole way of, once you set up a booth, how to actually get somebody.
Yeah.
There was no innovation until I said, fuck all this. I'm not sitting here. I hate this. I
Mhm.
hate standing here and trying to look like everybody else, sell something to somebody as they walk by. Like, I'm done with it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
No. Right.
Yeah.
So the problem that's happened is the only innovation I think the expos have done is they've induced more alcohol and more parties. What has that done? Is this create an atmosphere of, listen, I love the word community. I love the word of, like, come hang out and have a vacation, enjoy your time. And that's exactly what it should be. And what have they done? Their innovation has actually been, let's cater to the corporate.
Yeah.
You look at the competition, even how much of that was corporate reps,
Yeah.
corporate trainers, people wearing badges, people
That's
needing to
true.
be on camera.
Even me, oh my God. I was getting
Look at all the
messages like
parties. Look
so
at
and
all
so
the
stopped by the
awards.
booth. Yeah, like it was mostly people, the messages I was getting was so and so wants to know if he can talk to you today. I was like, well, who is it? Oh, it's so and so from such and such financial services. I was like, oh, so they want to at my booth where we're selling something, they want to sell me on their financial services, so that they just want to tap into our members. That's all it is. I was like, no, 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 we're good. We're good. We're good. Like, I don't need, but you're right. It was like a big corporate party almost for
What's that drink? It's not a mimosa. What's the second drink people drink in the morning?
whiskey.
Cures
No, I'm just
hangovers.
kidding. Cures.
Good for
Oh, shoot. That I don't know.
good for hangovers. Has tomato juice,
Oh,
vodka,
I didn't know it was good for hangovers. Oh my God. Caesar? A Caesar? No. Bloody Caesar or something. What the
Bloody
hell?
Mary. There you
Bloody
go.
Mary. Jeez, I knew it was bloody something. But yeah, yeah.
They had a Bloody Mary bar.
Mm.
Great, great idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Because apparently some idiots went too hard the night before, right? This is all just to come hang out, right? There's no business
Yeah.
being done. There's no business attire.
Well, it's hard too when you're networking
Attire.
with the
There's no
same
business
people.
attire.
Yeah.
Like I remember years ago, there's meetings I went to, like people were dressed up, like it was a
Yeah.
meeting. Like you look
Yeah.
at people the way they dress now, this is a
Oh man.
corporate party.
Cargo
Like,
shorts and like yeah.
like okay, the innovation
True.
is to do a dance thing and have people dress up. Okay, that's
Yeah.
great if you want to come for a corporate lifestyle where you're going to bring your people and they need to have these events and we're going to do this and everybody move this way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a corporate event now. That's what it
True.
is.
It's true. You know what I think? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think like some ways to innovate. Because I was thinking about it a lot since then, and I was like, geez, it seemed I've avoided events for the last couple of years. We've talked about this on podcast episodes before, where everyone was always like, "Oh, Sean, you should come to this one, that one, this and that," and I'm like, it just didn't seem like there was enough meat on the bone, as you say, for me to, because they're expensive to go to. They're expensive to host booths and so on and so forth. Um, and it's difficult because you're instantly just going into a crowded marketplace in a way. There's a lot of booths to see. There's a lot of different distractions. You only have so long with each prospect. I found that digital marketing has been far more effective in a lot of ways. But that being said, I was like, well, some members have asked, oh, okay, blah blah blah, set up the booths. But I will say that it just confirmed a lot of what I was thinking already, is that it was like same old, same old. It's gonna be the same old faces. It's a lot of people that just want to pat each other on the back. They're already doing business together. There's no new blood there, right? For me, I didn't want to just fish in the same pond. I wanted to go after new things. I think a big thing that they could do would be focus more on the training aspects of things, but not necessarily training like here's how to, polish this and that. Focusing on a series of mini trainings that people can enroll for during the week that they're there, or a couple days, or whatever it happens to be. But I think the training aspect that'll help people, like for example, hear me out. Okay. All right. So
What's going to be taught?
yeah,
Who's going to teach it?
yeah.
And are they actually elite enough to be teaching it?
Mm.
There's the problem.
See, this is where it has to be someone vetted. It can't just be someone that just like,
And
I
there's nobody
apply to
out
be a
there
speaker. I
that is
apply
going
to
to do
be.
that for free.
No, it has to be paid,
And
100%.
so there's nobody at
Yeah.
at a brand
Mm,
that can do it,
fair. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There's nobody that can do it beyond, let me show you this skill,
Yeah.
because nobody has a
True.
history that they've actually done it. Or else,
Uh,
right? You could do it,
yeah.
right? You could. But
Yeah. Yeah.
for you to take the time off to do that, you're going to need some return.
Oh,
But these
100%.
guys that are getting paid to be
Yeah.
there
Yeah. Yeah.
because they're corporate and on salary can just put out a really great SEO title that sounds great, and they can put these bullet
Yeah.
points and they can show these stuff, and people can feel excited because they might have said some stuff to get them encouraged.
Yeah.
What are they actually going to learn, Sean? Nobody elite there can actually teach them something of value.
True. That's true. Yeah. Fuck, man. They're in a pickle, in my opinion. And honestly, what I think, they need themed events where it's not just all over the place, where they literally walk someone through. Like I was talking to a guy recently. We were talking
Oh,
before this, where he's just recently moved to another province here, and he's looking to kickstart his business again there. And he told me he's looking to add tint to his repertoire. So he wants to add tint services. He's going to take a storage unit and start doing ceramic coatings there. And he's kind of just trying to put the pieces together in his off season until spring starts and he kicks up again. And I was giving it a lot of thought, and I was like, man, it would be nice because I only have so much time in a day I can dedicate. And it would be nice if there was somewhere that people could go where they could get like walked through A to Z, where it's, he subscribes to this training, and it's like in one place he gets the training where he's going to learn how to add tint into his thing and then how to market tint. So then you bring in a marketing company.
Wouldn't that
But
be
you're
better
right.
done just on
The,
OrbisX?
oh, it would be
Or
100%.
people just go to
This
OrbisX and they can
this
just
could
throw on
be
some
all.
goggles and watch some shit.
It's true. You're absolutely right. And
Come
it's
to
like,
hypercleanstore.com and watch some
yeah,
shit on how to use it. Go to the YouTube channel and
yeah,
watch it.
yeah.
Like that, like
You know
that.
what?
That's the new bit. Like
That's
that's
the
the
new.
problem, right? They have no
Yeah,
innovation. And
yeah,
so the reason why I want to keep harping on this is because I know there's people that are listening and they're going, I would love to have more customers next month.
yeah. And it's like
It's the same as the
it would
expos. The
be.
expos need more customers. Right.
Yeah,
I left and I shared a story on our podcast that just dropped yesterday. And it was about dropping off my stepdaughter at the Tulsa International Airport.
nice. Yeah,
And and she's over 18, so we couldn't get the the unaccompanied minor, so you can go through
awesome.
security and take him to the gate, right? Years, and I mean I'm talking pre 9/11, you used to be able to just go walk up straight to the gate. There was no security.
Yeah, yeah.
I know people that are young don't understand that. Like, yes, let me go ahead and say I'm old enough to know a time before security at an airport. That
It's true. You used to walk right up to the plane with a cigarette in your mouth. Like you just like,
Not the
true.
cigarette, Sean the cigarette. Me, not the cigarette, but Sean the cigarette. My story was me coming out of South Africa,
Yeah,
and my dad's standing there with his old. I mean, remember how big those cameras used to be, right? A big old VHS that we throw into, and he'd be holding it like fucking
you
like
need
a
a
boombox,
bag just to
right?
carry the batteries, and then you. Yeah,
And I come off the plane, and I see him there, and they're not watching me as I keep walking. So I walk right over to him and kind of do one of these numbers like I'm joking around,
yeah, yeah,
tap my mom on the shoulder. She's like, "Oh, Marshall, he's here."
yeah.
Like they didn't even recognize me coming off the plane, but
Yeah.
they could greet you at
Right
the
there.
gate.
Yeah,
So Tulsa International Airport's in trouble. Like vendors at their place are saying, we don't have enough people. And when
wow.
I've gone to the airport, I've realized there's a lot of these shops, a lot of the restaurants that have gone out of business. So the ones that are there are now having, I mean, they're hitting the button, right? They're
Yeah,
hitting the same as when you're in the airplane, you're
yeah,
going,
yeah. The panic
I need
button.
help, right?
No, yeah,
They're hitting the
yeah.
button. And the
Damn.
airport has made a change. They're letting us now go past security.
Wow.
You can scan a QR code,
Yeah, there you go. Good use of technology right there.
scan a QR
Yeah, yeah.
code, then take a picture of your license,
Perfect.
and they'll give you a day pass in a sense to go through security
And now
because
you're waiting
and
for your loved one, and what are you doing while you're there? Shopping, spending. You're there as a
you
consumer.
know that a mom taking her daughter to the plane is going to go, do you need this? Do you need that? Do you need that? You know, a mom picking their kid up from the
100%.
plane is going to go, oh, do you need some food? Do you need something? You need something? Like,
Yeah,
every
100%.
person that goes back there is going to have a greater chance of buying.
Yeah.
So, what innovative thing do you need to do is the question, right? You're
Mm.
seeing the expos fuck it up, but
Yeah,
you
yeah,
see
yeah.
the
So maybe
airport
we
go,
start a
hey, we
virtual
got to make a
expo.
change,
That's what we have to do, a virtual expo.
something,
Mm.
right?
It's funny, because
But
I
you
was
still got to
thinking,
ask the question.
yeah, because I honestly
You, the
think,
detail shop, you, the detail manager, you, the
yeah,
mobile guy, you, the guy that does it out of your own shop house that runs your own business. I mean,
yeah,
you need more people.
yeah,
How are you going to be innovative?
yeah. You know what? You bring up a good point, and I'll throw this out there. I know they won't act on it because people just don't do this stuff. But So when I was living in the Caribbean, we were working with this technology where we realized that the big issue for us was, and this will relate very well to the expo side, and this just shows some innovation stuff, and then I'll get into something. But um, we realized that when people come on vacation, the first little bit, as soon as they get there, all they want to do is drop their bags, drop their shit off, go for a swim, something like that. There was some time where they didn't want to talk to anybody or approach anybody, and that was the time where the hotels were like, you have to go to the orientation, you got to learn about this and that. They're just bombarded with stuff. They just got in, and we were trying to sell tours and we were trying to sell all this stuff. The problem was you only have these people there for a week. So you have to really cram them through the sales funnel fast because they're there for a very short period of time. The last 2, 3 days, good luck trying to sell them stuff. They're already in their head, I'm going to buy some souvenirs and then I'm gone. I'm leaving this island. I'm done. So really, those first couple days are crucial. And in fact, the first 1 or 2 days, that's where they're planning out what they're going to do during the rest of the week, right? So we realized a few things. One, a lot of the tours are weather dependent. Excuse me. These people, they have so much stuff going through their brains. They're traveling, stuff like that. So one of our innovations was, let's make sure that when they arrive, the hotels that we were working with, they get a welcome email with the forecast for the week, right? Because maybe they didn't check. And we'd say, this day, we didn't tell them specifically the weather in terms of, we told them everything, all the weather and stuff, but we didn't focus too much, I guess I'm trying to say, on tomorrow's going to be this degree Fahrenheit, or it's going to be sunny, or it's going to be this and that. We focused more on the experience. We said, Thursday is going to be a great day for a boat trip. Saturday is going to be a great day for XYZ. So that was the first thing they got, was a weather itinerary, right? The second thing we did was, a week before their trip, we started reaching out to them. We would say, hotel, here's something that needs to go out to all your guests, and they would send it out to them because the hotel got a kickback. And it was basically, these are some excursions or some tours you can look forward to during your trip. So the sales cycle had already started. Now the difference was, we had sent these. They were kind of like the 3D glasses that you used to wear if you go to the movies and stuff, like the cardboard ones. It was a pair of those that we got. We ordered them through China. When you connected that with an iPhone, you could see in 3D different things on this app that we had made, so you could literally see an excursion. So, oh, you want to go river tubing? You could literally see someone going down the tubing as first person, as if you're going down the river tubing, and you'd be like, oh shit, I want to do that. Add to cart. You could literally do that from the comfort of
Innovation.
your home. Absolutely, innovation. And we were sending that to them. The difference between sending them that a week in advance and trying to sell them after they had landed or in the airport was astronomical. The difference, it was night and day. It was like two completely different businesses.
So
That's
is the lesson, if somebody's booked, then you
mm,
need to sell them something in advance, an upgrade in advance via
oh,
AI
100%.
email, AI text message out of OrbisX, instead of waiting till you get there and
100%.
then not selling and then thinking you're not great at sales, or bitching and moaning your guy doesn't sell anything, right? Like,
The
great
it's
point. Great
Yes,
point.
it's 100% the formula. And that's why with
Yeah.
OrbisX, the automated reminders that go out include all the upsells, because that's the time to start introducing them to things they need to add to their appointment. And if you don't do it then, doing it on the spot is a lot more difficult because
A more
things
difficult.
happened, you're rushed. Maybe husband's dropping off the car and he's like, listen, I got to get back. My wife's coming to pick me up. We're going to do grocery. He doesn't have time to hear all this shit. If you start doing it in advance, that's where the real magic happens. And it's the same thing where, I look at these things where the use of technology can really change things. So using OrbisX can change your upsell process, the conventions and the expos, using technology. Hey, you couldn't make it to the expo. Here's an app you can check out. Maybe every vendor gets like a 30-second pitch. They can do all these elevator pitches, and then boom, anyone that couldn't make it to the actual expo, they can see it. There's ways that they could innovate, use technology that will draw people in, but then also the people that couldn't be there, they can still capture that audience. There might be 10 guys that want to go and they just couldn't afford the plane ticket. Who knows?
Listen, I think their move is to give as many awards as they can, so that the social media post and the so
Yeah,
blessed and humbled because, like
yeah,
amazing
yeah.
weekend, had
You
amazing
know,
time. Look at this award.
yeah.
And then they got Hall of Fame awards for people
Oh,
that sold
Jesus.
their business. I mean, it's fucking hilarious. Let's just
Mhm.
call it what it is,
It's crazy. And you know what it is, in my opinion? It's how can we milk the current user base that we have without having to really put in too much effort. And so they just year after year, and it'll just keep fading, 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 and then maybe they'll rebrand, relaunch. It's like when nightclubs get shut down,
But we're the ones that are hating
reopen.
on them, though, Sean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're hating on them.
Yeah, yeah, we're hating on them. Yeah, yeah. Jeez,
So,
which
for
is
those of you
crazy.
listening, we're not
If
hating. We're trying to talk to you and go, there's
take a
alligators
look
in
at
this part
that.
of the river.
Yeah,
Go this way.
exactly. Because there's much better uses of time, energy, resources, and you can learn a lot from a business that is plateauing or dwindling, and you can learn a lot from their mistakes on how you can innovate things on your own end. And that's where, yeah. So speaking of innovation, I'll jump in with something real quick here and wrap up. But we just launched, which is pretty amazing. The AI tool that we have now writes 12 months of emails for you and bases it around seasons, bases it around different events that are happening, so on and so forth. It's going to get improved upon too, so it'll be more localized. So if there's local events happening in your area, the AI is going to rewrite them all for you, makes images, makes the entire email campaign with links, everything. It makes the subject line, and it can give you options where you can tweak it still if you want to. But it basically does 12 months of email marketing for you, sets it up, and all you have to do is load your account in OrbisX with credits, and then every month it'll just send that out on autopilot for you, and it becomes part of your marketing innovation that you're going to do this year in 2025. Now, with that being said, I've been looking a lot at different company marketing things that they've been doing, I guess to say, including the recent expo that we went to, and looking at how they marketed to me, the emails that they sent me after the fact, before, so on and so forth. And I was like, man, they are just following that same age old thing with funnels. And we've talked a lot about funnels before. The problem with funnels is that a lot of people learn, consumers are smart now, and they know they can just exit your funnel and they're
The
gone.
problem with one thing is you're always going to have something, right?
Hmm.
Innovation.
Yes,
Funnels
absolutely.
were great for a time.
Yes. Now
I
the,
let's see.
the
I
customers
had
evolve.
somebody the other day say something about, well, so and so is going to be on Instagram and they're going to, they want to be an influencer. I'm like, it's 2025.
Yeah,
That that was 2015,
yeah, yeah,
2018, 19 at the latest.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
now to become an influencer and just nah,
Yeah.
like
No,
uh
you gotta, yeah, yeah. Yeah. You know what people need to get into? So for me, influencer is content generation, and we need to become publishers, not influencers. We have to become.
yeah. But I guess my point, I didn't
But
mean to go down that trail.
oh,
It
sorry,
was
my bad,
just
my bad. Yeah,
it was just the fact that listen, there's always cycles,
yeah, yeah, yeah. There's
right?
cycles
Like
for
there's a time to do
this
something and
works
there's a time
now.
not to do something.
It's true.
There's moments.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And usually there's the people that adopted very early. They were the ones that initially innovated. Then there's a brief period where you didn't innovate, but you saw it and you were like, "Ooh, I need to
I'm
capitalize
hopping
on
in.
this." You
All
hop
good.
in and you know when to hop out.
You don't want to be on the Titanic.
Then there's the other ones that hop on too late, exactly, and they're like, "Oh shit," and they just keep going with it because they're like, "Well, if it worked for them before," but it's like, no, 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 you have to know when the time has passed, and that's where a lot of people don't realize that. So for me, for example, I see a lot of marketing agencies out there pushing the same shit. We build you a website, then we build you a landing page, we run your ads and your SEO, it pushes them to the landing page, they convert from the landing page, and they buy stuff and they think that that's what it is. Yeah, exactly. And then they go and they win awards for it. Hall of Fame for yeah, yeah. And it's not the landscape we live in because consumers are changing, technology is changing. Consumers are so savvy now. They comparison shop, they do coupon clip, they all this kind of shit. They don't even have to do half that anymore because a lot of the sites do it for them. They clip the coupons for them, so they don't even have to do that anymore. Consumers now are so much more savvy than they were, and they'll continue to evolve as well. We have to be evolving with them and hopefully innovating new things that take
Consumers
the
are
customer
savvy.
down.
It gives such a weird connotation that you were trying to scam them.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And now consumers are learning better, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so I think we're in, as I've mentioned before, we're in a trust recession right now. We're in a trust deficit. And so
that's a better
filling,
word, right? That's a
yeah,
better word
100%,
because you
100%.
don't ever want to be the person that comes across that you were the other way.
Yeah, 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 100%. And I think that so what we're focusing on at Auto World, for example, is building playgrounds where there's points of engagement for customers. So instead of a funnel, we build playgrounds. We build things where there's engagement and activities they can do, like a swing or a slide or this and that. And specifically, what I mean is through the course of the customer journey, we offer 12 services at Auto World that are our primary core services. We have a bunch of upsells and things as well. Our goal is to get each customer, if possible, to buy all of them. That's our goal. Okay, so now we have an objective. That's good. We have a customer that knows nothing about us, and we have an objective where we want to get them to. In between there, it used to be a funnel. Okay, we want to sell more ceramic coating. So we set up a landing page and an ad and we push them through there. They find us and they go through and they read the page and it's got a timer and it says you have to buy our ceramic coating this weekend or else you're going to miss out on the deal. And then they purchase. That used to work. Now customers see it and they're like, oh, forget your timer. I'll get another deal in a week or 3 days or whatever. They don't
Oh,
care.
you almost get mad at the time, not just forget
That's
the
true.
timer. You
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
fuck it. Like, I'm not under, bro. What are you trying to pressure me? Like,
Why are you trying to
I
pressure
hate
me?
those people. They're like, you
Absolutely.
got 2 minutes to make this. I'm like,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. Don't miss this deal.
I
Not
don't
going to
fuck,
last
get
long.
out of
Yeah,
here
get
then. I'm
out
going
of
to go to the next guy. Stop pressuring me.
Exactly. And the better way is to walk them through a playground where you give them things that they can go play with. So,
The wine company that I used to buy online wines
yeah,
from, once I started saying that out loud, I go, you know what? That's a big reason why I don't buy from them anymore. They started pressuring me too much of, hey,
uh,
get this. And it's like,
gotta get it now. Gotta get it now.
no,
Mm-hmm. My wife, she orders a lot of clothes from Fashion Nova. They're horrible at it because I know she likes clothes from Fashion Nova, so I'll buy her some stuff from there. Now they start sending me emails and it'll be like 80% off this weekend. And then 2 days later, before the weekends even come, they send me another one. It's like 50% off tonight. I'm like, guys, pick a lane. Like, what's going on here, you know? And they're like, these items won't last long. It's just, it's too much. I feel pressured. I'm not into it. Whereas other companies, for example, I was looking at some raised garden beds. So we're redoing our garden for the spring. I was looking at some raised garden beds. Stop your noise. Whatever. It's a good example, Marshall. We do a lot of gardening, a lot of homesteading. But hear me out. At
You
gardening.
misunderstood my
Yeah.
snicker. It's
Oh,
because
okay.
I get made fun of on
Oh
my
shit.
podcast
No way.
for being a gardener.
Oh shit. That's crazy. I did misunderstand. Yeah, yeah. My apologies. Yeah, yeah. But wow, that's crazy. Hey, there we go. We got man. See, maybe another podcast will branch out.
I
We'll
don't
see.
do the raised beds there, so
Ah, we do
I
both.
actually dig in the beds. I got a rock retaining around my
Nice.
beds. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, yeah. We do both. But the reason we do raised beds is because there's some things that my wife has to tend to a lot or for cultivation, like our onions, things like that. So we want those ones to be, 3 or 4 feet off the ground. That way it's just easier. You have somewhere to sit while you're, cutting chives and stuff like that. But then everything else we do just direct in the ground. I think she calls it mound gardening. Anyway, yeah, yeah. So it's but yeah, we grow all kinds of stuff. We got a greenhouse. I'll send you some pics. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, wait, I saw
Oh,
the
you saw the pic.
greenhouse in
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. You saw the
Candy
greenhouse.
Kings
Yeah.
around the pool. Trust
Yeah,
me.
exactly.
I saw the
Yeah,
greenhouse. It's a great
absolutely.
greenhouse. Yeah,
Thank
great
you.
job.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't got to the greenhouse. I've just, yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
like the look of a greenhouse.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
So I've
It's kind of
never,
tucked off into the corner.
yeah.
I'm gonna paint the aluminum. I'm gonna paint it black so that it matches. Our house is painted black, so I want it to match everything, but yeah, it does good. She mostly uses it for her starter plants so that she can get 2 months extra at the start of the season, and then she gets an extra month at the end of the season.
I've thought about converting part of my attic
Ooh, yeah, smart.
and using some solar and some
Okay,
lights.
nice.
Sort of the way people used to grow reefer back in the day,
Hmm.
You could
Absolutely.
always know who was growing the reefer because during the winter their roof didn't have snow on it, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's like, what's going on there? because those lights get hot. That's what it is. That's a genius use of the space, though, to be honest. But yeah, and with the way the world is too, like we grow a lot of food. Mostly the quality's better, and why not grow food? It just makes sense. It's good activity for the kids to know how to grow things, and not just like the lima bean they get you to grow in school. Like actual food. But yeah, it's me. I've gotten into bonsai trees lately. So I got 6 of them growing right now. I don't know. It just I was looking for a peaceful hobby I could just do, and something new, but something in the gardening realm, because my wife, the kids, they all garden big time, and me, I just pay the contractor to do whatever he needs to do. But I've gotten into the cultivating with them. We got a dehydrator, all that kind of stuff now. So I'm like, I want to get in the gardening realm, but something relaxing. But yeah. So to finish my point, though, real quick, is that we're building these playgrounds. OrbisX is going to play a big role in that for our shop as well as many other shops, in that the AI is going to be able to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Because a lot of people are like, well, how do I set up all these different things for them to engage with, right? And because you really do need more than just a funnel. Like what you need now. So Epic Gardening, I signed up to them. So I was looking at some raised beds. They didn't start off by just trying to sell me right away. Instead, they sent me something and they said, you added some stuff to the cart and you abandoned it, which is normal. Those emails existed, right? We all have those kind of things with Shopify and stuff. But then they followed up and they said, most customers don't purchase because of confusion versus price. And they said, let's try and clear up the confusion. And they said, here's some things you need to know about our raised beds. Da 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 da. So I was like, oh, interesting. I didn't feel like they were trying to sell me, so I clicked it. Once I,
Innovative.
yeah, and once I clicked that, then it said some customers that clicked the same link you did were also curious about the following, and it sent me 3 things, none of which were products to purchase right away. It was just information about them. It all looped me back in. Somehow I ended up right back to the thing about raised beds, to the thing, and I'm watching this other video and this and that, and then he sent me one, and it said, "Did you know 30% of our YouTube users also watch the following YouTube users?" And he sent me 2 other ones. So I was like, oh shit. So I clicked it, but instead of going to their channel, it took me to a page where it was him and that YouTuber. So I was like, oh, interesting. My wife also watches both of these people. I'm telling you, I went on a journey. It was about 2 hours. It was supposed to be a 15-minute. I'm going to buy some raised beds and then I'm done. Next thing you know, it's almost 2 hours in, and I've literally learned so much about raised beds and why, they were like they're made in America. Why does that matter? And so on and so forth. And then, where they get their materials from, what the difference is between the galvanized aluminum that they're using versus other stuff. I'm telling you, I learned more about raised beds. It was just an educational seminar, basically, but it walked me through everything. I was completely sold. I bought 6 of his raised beds. I initially went there to buy 3, but I was like, maybe I should replace the other 3 that I already have with the same ones, for all the reasons that he educated me on. But he gave me all these different things I could go play with. He was like, hey, go play on the swing. Oh, now that you're done on the swing, go down that slide. Oh, now that you're done this and that. He was bouncing me around to different platforms. And the old school of thought used to be, keep them focused, right? It used to be, keep them on your website, keep them on your landing page, keep them here. Excuse me. I think now we have to get people to, geez, we have to get people to other places. I think bounce them around your social media, bounce them back to your website. I think that it's more what they're engaging in and the content that they're getting, instead of this particular platform over that platform. So if you like YouTube, use YouTube. If you like your website, use your website as well. You should. But I think it's okay to bounce them back and forth as long as they tie into each other. And that's what I've realized by building a playground, is that I don't have that fear anymore that, oh, if I get them on a landing page, but then I push them to my YouTube channel to watch this video, I'm not worried about them getting lost in cyberspace anymore.
Love it. Let's kind of like bring it into to the listeners.
Sure.
I've
Yeah.
got a shop,
Yeah.
and I
100%.
want people to come to a playground that talks about detailing.
Yeah. 100%. So,
100%? Hold on.
yeah. Well,
Hold on.
when you
I'm going to
say
say
talks
no, not
about
100%.
detailing, okay, so let me rephrase that. I would say that talks about several things relating to cars.
Car care.
Yeah, I would say not focused on detailing because a lot of people get trapped in that
What
cycle.
about this? Something you and I have talked about just right
Yeah,
before the episode. Like, hey, we've got an email where somebody sent you an email, wants
yeah,
us
that was a
to
great
go over, which let's do real quick. Let's
sure.
go over that email, right? What if we have, instead of being a detailer, we have instead of being, I got a guy out of California that just joined on as distribution, and he goes, listen, I'm a tint and a wrap shop.
Nice. All right.
Is it nice?
It's nice that he offers those
Why
services,
are we
but
hung
I would
up
say
on
he's
I'm a
car
detail
care.
shop?
I would say
I'm
he's
a
car
tint
care.
shop.
Car
Can
care.
we all realize, let's take like innovation. Let's stop thinking the way things have been done forever and
Ah,
let's change to car care. I'm a
yeah.
car care. I'm a place that somebody goes because they care about their car.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that means my brakes. Okay. Okay. If you think it means your brakes and you think that that means your
Yeah.
engine, then okay. Then go meet a guy that has a brake shop. Then
And now
go
you've got
meet
a
a guy and
resource. Yeah.
create the same as other detailers would go, well, I need to sub out work to
Yeah.
guy
Then
to okay,
okay. Then
whatever
sub
you
at
need
work.
to do, just stop being so narrow-minded
Where it's I'm
and
a
you
detail shop.
gotta think
Yeah.
innovation.
You know
The
who's
first
nailed that?
innovation needs to be getting outside the
Yeah.
box of detail wrap tint and
It's
go,
true.
I'm in car care.
Yeah. Marshall, you know who's nailed that concept, in my opinion? HVAC. The guys that do furnaces, air conditioning, what do they sell? Home comfort. That doesn't mean they come and set up your Netflix. It's, you know what I mean? It's home comfort. That doesn't mean they cook you grandma's soup recipe. It's yeah, those things make you comfortable and it's comfort, but no, the home comfort. They don't focus just on heating and cooling. They add new services. So a big thing here right now is heat pumps. They're more economical. They're all these different kind of things. You get rebates from the government, but it falls under, they're not a heat pump company. It's just part of home comfort. So they branch out. Some of these guys, they sell jacuzzis, some of them sell saunas, some of them only do AC, but it's all home comfort. And I feel that other industries have grasped this more than us, where we consider ourselves like artisans. You know, we're like, no, 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 I'm a detailer because what I do is not a car wash. We're focused so much on what we're not that we've boxed ourselves into what we are instead of being like, just because I don't have, it doesn't mean I'm a car wash if I say I'm in car care. It
Listen,
doesn't
the rap guy
mean
I
I do
talked to,
brakes.
the rap guy, he goes, listen, I need to get into maintenance detail.
There you go. Car care. Caring for the car.
Exactly. Yeah.
Period. Yeah.
Right.
That's,
There needs to be innovation for anybody that's wondering, how do I get more customers into my shop or into my business next month? You gotta have innovation.
yeah, absolutely. For us, Auto World. And like now, people call us sometimes at Auto World and they're like, hey, listen, I came in, got my car detailed a little while ago. Unfortunately, got in a car accident, but I know you guys also sell cars. Like, yeah, we do. We'll patch you over to the dealership side. Boom, they're over there because it's Auto World. Anything with your car, they'll be like, ah, yeah, I wanted to get a new, sound system installed, new bass, this, that, da, da, da. No problem. We have a guy for that. We don't do it inside, but he uses our shop sometimes. We'll book you an appointment, get him in, da, da, da. Subcontract it out.
I watched the
Ooh,
finish of Creed last night.
ah, all
So
right.
when people hear what you just said, I want them to go back and watch Creed. If you
Mm.
really want to watch a full movie, back and watch Rocky. Is what's interesting
Oh,
about these movies, and right, they talk about how much work.
yeah, man. You remember when he
So
was
when
fighting
you
the
hear what
Russian?
Sean just said,
He had to go.
do you go, oh, I can't do that, Sean. I'm not XYZ.
Yeah.
If you said that, okay, let me be the Rocky inside of Creed and go, hey man, one step, one punch, one step. What you're right, you're not there, but if you take one step, I mean, what AI and inside of OrbisX, what you've done is you're going to get one step, one punch, and then AI is going to do like 40 steps
40
and 40
punches.
punches. Like,
It's true.
just take a step and a punch, like spending the
Yeah.
amount of time, the way Sean spent the time on YouTube and doing all that, spend the time on OrbisX. Do
Yeah.
your home, like
100%.
homework, spend time, one step, one punch
Yeah.
today, next week, one step, one punch today,
100%.
next
Yeah.
week. Like,
It's true though. You know the product WD-40? We're all familiar with that product. Nobody, well, most people don't know where the 40 comes from. And it's the 40th attempt at making WD-40. And that's where they perfected the formula. So they were like WD-40. And it shows you, like, it took 40 different iterations. They kept at it until they made that perfect thing. But the thing is that when you consistently do something, the same effort that you consistently did to go from one detail to two details a day, that same effort, you keep putting that in the same amount of time. Let's say it took you 3 months to go from one detail a day to two details a day. If you keep doing those exact same efforts and improving them over time and keep doing the one step, one punch, in the same amount of time, you'll go from two details a day to 20 details a day and hiring staff and everything like that. Nothing else has to change necessarily other than the fact that you're improving. Improvements are change, absolutely, but it's sticking to the plan, sticking to the formula, one step, one punch. You're absolutely right. It's what it is, and that's where OrbisX, we're doing all the changes for you. But yeah. So
let's
let's
talk about
split
it,
into
right? So
math.
let's
Yeah,
finish with this, right? Because
yeah,
we've gone pretty
yeah,
long.
yeah,
So
yeah.
let's finish with this, right? So the one step, one punch, one early thing somebody could do
Yeah,
is send out an email, right?
100%,
And you go,
100%.
I've done that. Okay, innovate then,
Yeah.
right?
Find a better email to send, a better reason to send an email, a better reason for them to read the email, a better delivery of what they do next. Because you get an email, what do they do? Is there any call to action? Is there a prompt? Is there any value for them in reading the email? Or is it just a, hey, we sell something and you should buy it? That's not going to be enough in today's day and age. It just isn't. There's a lot of stuff out there for them to, someone's got $100 and there's 1,000 places they can potentially put that $100. What makes your reason to take that money out of their wallet worthwhile for them? That's what you're competing against ultimately. And so, yeah, the email that we got, great initiative. I love it. Innovative.
Let's start with saying he asked our opinion, right?
Yes.
He
Yeah.
asked our
So we were
take.
asked for our take on his business, on, even said, like, take a look at my website, rip it apart if you need to, because he's
We
looking
can
to
do that
innovate.
later. Let's
Yeah,
start
we'll
with
do that
this,
later, but we'll
right?
start this. Yeah,
One step, one
yeah.
punch.
But he's
One
looking for
step is
help.
to write an email, right?
How do I better improve those steps? That's what he's looking for. Yeah.
And people might like, here's the email, and what he's doing is around, let's go ahead and say it is around, it's a great idea, some event that's happening. And how do I bring people into my shop
Mhm,
to watch the event?
mhm.
Okay, so let's just start like black and white. That's what it was. There's a national event. I want to I want to draw some people who are also interested, which is a great idea, right?
Yeah.
Great
Solid.
idea.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, something's going on. How do I also participate in that while I grab some people that might come spend some money with me?
Yeah.
Because that is marketing. That is exactly what Coke, that's what Budweiser, that's what
100%.
fucking you didn't. I mean, the amount of commercials that are going to come out with Super Bowl, that's the moment,
Yeah.
right? So
100%.
I love it. The idea of what this guy's doing is, hey, Super Bowl is this weekend, and he wants to then see what he can do off of that moment and bring some people to his shop
Hmm.
and then cater to those people
Yeah. Absolutely.
and then hopefully either at that moment get somebody to buy
Yeah.
or they will agree to buy in the future.
Absolutely. And that's where he did a great job with the initiative of it. I love the innovation of it. It's a good reason. Most shops, it's happening on Sunday. Most shops are closed on Sunday, so it's not like you're interrupting your regular
Also a
flow.
grand opening, so he's
Grand
getting
opening too. Yep, soft launch, introduce people to the shop. He did a great job on setting up his shop. He's got some cool cars in there right now. He's got a Cybertruck. A lot of people want to see a Cybertruck in person, things like that. So there were some big pros for me in the campaign. He also used OrbisX to send the email, which also hats off to that as well. That way he can track his opens, his clicks, so on and so forth. The one thing I would have changed if I was to have done the campaign for him, I would have had some sort of a registration, even if it was just like let us know so that we can arrange food and drinks. Register here. Are you bringing a plus one? Something like that. So you collect people's data. And that way you can send a follow up leading up to it as well of what they can expect. We're going to have XYZ. If you have any friends, you can still invite them, stuff like you can do some follow ups. That's number one. Number two, I would put them instantly into OrbisX and I would tag them football lover. That's literally what I would put in there. And then what I would do is at this before every big game or before everything like that, I would send them something. But I would also, if they did show up, I would try and find out who their favorite team is or teams. Then I would try and send them something related to them or something like that. One great thing too,
so
people
it
love.
does kind of start to narrow down, right? Like,
It does, absolutely.
so just the idea of a national thing, something
Yeah,
happening,
yeah,
but
yeah,
around this moment of the Super Bowl,
yeah.
it does start to narrow down.
Mm-hmm.
And it can
100%.
be get very, very narrow to
Yeah,
only two teams.
yeah,
And if you're
100%.
only a fan of those two teams,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's true. But knowing that,
yeah,
yeah, I was gonna say, knowing that there's some football fanatics that just love the game, you know, they love the experience. Or,
they love the party.
that's true too.
So when
Yeah.
I look at this email and I look at this moment, does that look like a party?
No, I would have had 20
Does
people
he
in
say
there.
bring your lawn chairs?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good
bring
point.
a camping chair and a snack or drink to share?
Mm. Yeah, I
Hold
actually
on. Hold
I
on.
missed that part with the
Hold on.
food side. Yeah.
I love the idea.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
asked for our opinion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Damn,
If
I
you
missed that.
look around and you got flies,
Yeah,
what does that mean about my marketing?
yeah. That's true.
Who has a camping chair that comes and spends money at a detail shop?
Mm. Yeah, that's true. Although I'm laughing only because I have two in my truck. But that's because my wife and I we go to but here you know what? That's actually a good point. Here's why we have them in my truck. Because we go to places sometimes and people aren't set up properly to host us. And so because of that, we've started bringing our own chairs so that we're never put out. But we prefer
Okay,
when
you're a
set up properly.
1%. Nobody
Don't tell
buys
the
a
government that,
camping
they'll tax me
chair
more.
to put in a car in case somebody doesn't have a place for them to
This is
sit.
true.
They
I
buy a
think,
camping chair because they use it, Sean.
yeah, it's true. You know what would have been better in that
So
picture?
who uses camping
Yeah.
chairs? Are those people that regularly get their car detailed?
No, this is true. And you know what would have been better than that picture, honestly?
A
Even just an,
fucking goddamn big
yeah,
screen TV, not one that I
that's
could buy
true.
at Walmart that's 60 inches.
Yeah, yeah, this is true. But also, I think even just an AI generated image of just people partying during the Super Bowl. Anything that just like portrays the
This
expectation
is
of
the
a good
guy
time.
at the apartment complex that does no
Right.
place to go that maybe wants to spend 15 bucks if he has broken down on the side of the road.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
That's
true.
not a guy that's going to come and every week spend money with
Yeah.
you. Every 2 weeks. Fuck, that's not a guy that's going to spend money with you every year.
Yeah, that's true. You have a very good point because here's the comparison. At my house, not even in
Have
a
a party.
have a party. You're
Don't
absolutely
buff
right
on
though.
pants.
And don't put fun pants.
Have a fucking
Took me
party. Don't buff on pans. This is embarrassing.
Yeah,
You
that's
want
true.
my opinion? You want to send
Yeah.
this to us and have me give my opinion? Here's
Mm,
my opinion. Go out of business, get a job because
mm,
you don't understand marketing. You don't
yeah.
understand the opportunity. You really want
'Cause
my
that could
opinion? It's
be,
off the clock. It's now 4:50 here.
yeah.
You want my opinion?
Yeah, because
You've
you know
been
what's
using the
crazy?
wrong company to talk to you. You don't have the right people in your brain. You haven't listened to anything we've said for now 3.5,
Yeah,
4 years of
because
data that you
you know
can
he's
go
got
back
a
and listen to.
really nice
You want
shop
my
setup.
opinion?
Yeah, yeah,
This is a disgrace, the same as buffing pans. You're going to get shit people to show up. You're going to wonder why nobody's spending money with you. You're going to struggle for years and years and years. And you know what I have the end of this week? I have a previous competitor that has tried bullshit like this, that now I'm going to start to take over his business. And we're going to partner and I'm going to start to run his business.
oh shit, damn.
That's what you're going to get
Yeah,
out of this shit
jeez,
of
yeah, yeah,
marketing. It's
yeah,
shitty
yeah.
marketing.
Good initiative, but needs to be revamped.
It's
Hundred
shitty
percent.
marketing, and you're going to
So
look around and go, why do I have flies around here?
because those are the people that came for that type of party.
I can
So,
respect the dude.
yeah, yeah,
I can respect the initiative. I can respect that he wanted. Look at the shop. I love the
did a
black
beautiful
walls.
job.
It
Yeah,
means
yeah,
that
yeah,
his
yeah.
detail and the
Some nice
craft of him
lift.
detailing his
Yeah,
car and everything that he could have learned from the people that won awards could have taught
yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But what is it going to
Well, the
do for
awards couldn't have.
filling up his schedule with people that
Yeah,
spend money?
yeah. Actual customers that actually
Have
spend.
a
Yeah,
party. I've said I spent over $20,000 just on beer at expos
yeah,
in the past,
yeah, yeah,
just on the beer.
yeah,
And you're going to have people bring lawn chairs?
yeah,
Dude, you're asking the wrong guy for an opinion then.
yeah.
You want my
It's true
opinion?
though. There's
Get a
when.
goddamn couch.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Provide food, cater it,
Yeah,
pay
yeah,
people to be there.
yeah. That's true. And I think that too, you need to draw because you need to draw more than just the event. Because yeah, the Super Bowl's happening, but everybody's got a TV this big. Everyone's got friends that can have over. They need to draw to, I'm gonna leave my house. I'm gonna go there for what, and I have to bring my own snacks. I have to bring my own
Simple.
chair.
I love the idea. I love the
Yeah.
I said some
Yeah.
events happening. How do I capture off of it?
Mm,
Love the idea.
yeah.
But the
But it needs
execution
some
is
unique stuff
shitty.
that, yeah,
And he's going to have flies at his event. And I
because,
feel for
yeah,
him. And dude, I don't take this personal. Please don't. I know you will, but don't take it personal. I'm some guy that went to the expo you went to. I'm the same guy that's tried to do something and could be in the. I'm the same guy that set out at Whole Foods trying to get people to let me show you how to use my chemical that's sitting over on the
yeah,
shelf and you'll never see it somewhere.
damn.
So trust me, man. I've wasted a lot of time in my life.
Mm,
Understand that, man. I've
mm,
understood that I've wasted a lot of time.
damn.
Just say we're doing a grand opening, have somebody do some videos if you want to do something,
Yeah,
but please do not expect that somebody of value is ever going to show up to this and spend any money with you.
yeah. That's
You're
true.
going to have to really put on an event. And then, Sean, what are we going to do? We're going to go, dude, probably wasn't worth it. Should have spent your money on SEO, should have spent it on target
Any
marketing.
kind of,
Probably
yeah,
not SEO, wrong word. Probably should have retargeted. Probably should have done something like
yeah.
I love the initiative,
True though, yeah,
but you're gonna get to the end and you're gonna go, God damn it, I didn't do it. So don't do it.
yeah.
Be innovative. Think
It's
of
true
some
though.
other way that I can like there's another way. There's more ways than buffing on pans and having people bring their lawn chairs.
It's true. 100%. One thing that to add to that, one thing I thought would be cool. We've thought about it before, but unfortunately, there's a hearing clinic next to us, and excuse me, they're open late sometimes. But getting like a local band someone in that can play music, like literally making a whole party kind of thing. I look at, no, hear me out, hear me out. Getting a whole party set up. You've got food, you've got people, you've got this, that. I understand it's going to, that particular party will draw in some clients that probably aren't the best, right? My whole thing is the residual effects of it, what you can do.
He's got Cybertruck, Porsche,
Yeah,
and Tesla.
yeah, yeah.
Those dudes ain't coming to your shop to have a party. Those
No,
dudes
not
ain't coming
for
to the food.
true.
They aren't. They
Very
aren't.
true.
So I
Yeah,
get it. I'm not saying that I have the golden
yeah,
egg
yeah,
and the goose. I'm not saying I have it.
yeah,
You're gonna have to pay me a lot of money if I did.
yeah, yeah.
But that guy
But
ain't coming to your Super Bowl party,
there
dude.
are
He ain't
no, but
coming.
there are ways of turning this into an epic party, I think. That's beneficial long term, but also beneficial in the moment as well. I think
That guy might be at a party. So how do you get to his party?
that's a good point too. But
Or
the-
when he's sitting on his couch,
mm,
right? Let's see if you're really going to spend
getting
some money. You
getting
really want
someone
to go
to
like, okay, motherfuckers,
getting
you
him
want to
to
spend some
leave
money
though.
here? Let's spend some money. You want to throw down?
Yeah,
Throw
yeah,
20 grand on beer? You want to throw down? Let's
yeah,
throw
yeah.
down. Deliver something. Deliver his favorite chicken wings at
Ah,
the start of the Super Bowl.
ah,
Deliver some beer.
yeah.
Deliver
You know what?
something and
That
spend
right
some
there,
fucking money.
that right there is a solid fucking tip. And you know what? To build off that real quick, because what you just said, I don't think people even caught on to yet, but delivering something specific to that client. So we did something recently that, honest to God, was a game changer and a half. We had a guy come in. He looked like an average guy, but I've trained my staff to look for a particular look in a person. I say if a guy comes in here and he's got a pretty decent car, maybe not Rolls Royce, but he's got a very decent car. If he comes in here and he's wearing a bunch of flashy jewelry and stuff like that, don't worry about him. But if he comes in here and he's wearing like a fucking
Yeah.
$5 George shirt from Walmart and he's this and that, and he's not concerned by his appearance per se, and he has a very calm demeanor and stuff, I said, trust me, that guy's got more fucking money than you can fucking bank on. I guarantee it. Because he's just so self-confident, so self-aware, he doesn't give a shit about anything. And I said, if he has a pet, let me know. So for the next 2 weeks, they were doing that, keeping track of stuff. Guy comes in, sure enough, fit all the boxes. They called me and we call them trigger words. So if someone meets all these trigger words that I've told them, like he dresses like this, he's got a pet, he's this, that, you let me know ASAP. Boom, guy comes in. I reached out and I said, hey, listen, we took care of the dog hair for you. No problem. Free of charge. What's the other vehicle that your dog messes up as well? Because I know it's not just you driving around your dog. And he says, sure enough, oh yeah, he's driving around with my wife too. She's got a Porsche Macan. Okay, perfect. Bring the Porsche in. We're going to take care of the dog hair for you. And if you want to get it clean, we'll do it too, but we're going to take care of the dog hair. And I said, and I've got a gift card for you when she comes. That was it. I didn't say anything more than that. They showed up. There's a place that we've started working with. They do dog grooming. And I realized that a lot of the times people come in there and they have to go pick the dog up in 2 hours, something like that. So it's a brief moment. They don't have too much time to go do a bunch of other shit. So we partner with them so they can funnel us leads. So that while the guy's waiting to get his, the dog, he's got to go pick it up. He swings down by us. We give him a mini detail, we call it. So we just go through, do a quick tidy up, this and that, and everything. He goes, picks the dog up, goes home. He's happy, right?
Oh,
So we gave him a gift card to the place, but not just one. He's got two dogs. So we gave him a gift card that covers both dogs for 6 months. Okay. He's happy. You might look at that and be like, why the fuck
spend
did you do
money.
that? Yeah, yeah. But here's what I realized.
You're
This
the
guy,
right person.
the right person. This guy
You
knows
didn't
people.
host an event at your shop saying anybody that
No, didn't
has
have to.
dogs that wants to think about dogs and wants to come look at dogs and bring your lawn chair so we can talk about
Absolutely.
dogs.
Absolutely. Now, here's the beauty about the whole thing. Okay. The place where we do the grooming with, okay, I asked her, I said, listen, we're going to funnel you some clients and the right clients, okay? If we do that, can you give us some gift cards that technically we don't pay for unless they're redeemed? And she said, sure, because why not? She's going to potentially get a client from us just sending her business.
Mhm.
So we got $3,000 worth of gift cards that we didn't pay a dime for unless the people redeem them. Okay. So we can give them out willy nilly. Worst case, I know I'm spending 3 grand, but we're using it right. I'm not just, closing my eyes and throwing darts. I see the target, I see which one I want to go, and I'm throwing a very, very targeted shot. So the guy goes in there. What I know, so I gave him 6 month worth. Okay. But I know every time he goes in there, at the same time, he's getting his car detailed. And how do I know that? Because when he books, he has to book through us. So he's like, yeah, I want to take advantage of one of those cards. I know you told me you had some for me. We have them at the shop. I said, we have it on your account. You've got 8 of these cards to use. Just give us a call when you're ready to book your grooming, and we'll make sure we coordinate it with your groomer. So he calls us. We book the grooming for him, and at the same time, hey, by the way, while you're getting your car or your dog groomed, at the same time we can book you in for a detail. We can squeeze you in. Da 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 da. We're taking very good care of this guy. Come to find out, this guy owns 6 pizza franchises in our area. And I'm like, this guy's caked up. But they would not have known if I didn't tell them what to look for and tell them how to treat him. But ultimately, our cost for acquiring him, it's going to be, I don't know, $1,200, let's say, something like that. He's already spent more than that just in his detailing. So it's worth it. But the biggest thing for
Do
me,
you think this guy's hosting an event because he doesn't have money to go market? Right? That's
um,
what it seems like.
it
Bring
might
your
be.
lawn chair,
It might
bring your
be.
food. Like
Yeah. But it could
I
also
get it
be,
very cheap, like, hey, let's do this. And I get the idea, like, let's host, like, I get it. But it does come across as somebody that doesn't have any money, is trying to dump something very cheap.
mm,
I'm somebody that's done something very cheap. I'm somebody that's been in the place that didn't have any money. So once
that's
again,
fair. It could be
don't
that.
take it as an
Yeah.
insult. I'm just saying you asked opinions. When I look at this, it comes across as somebody that doesn't have anything and is wanting somebody to come to them. Same as we see, people on social begging for, hey, can you guys help us
Yeah.
out here? That's what it kind of looks like. Like
Yeah.
these
You know,
aren't people that are going to spend any money. So if
see,
you go, listen, we're not trying to market. Well, you ask people to bring ceramic coated cars, so you are going to try and market. Don't
yeah,
come across that way.
I think that's the nail on the head right there. I think a lot of people throw something together quickly because what they're trying to do is market without selling. I think that's what people try to do
And that's
instead of,
horrible. It's
in,
shitty.
yeah, I agree.
Nobody's going to
Because
spend any money with
what you
you.
need to do is be
No
selling.
market. Don't
Yeah,
try and sell. Just
yeah,
have a party
yeah. Just have a
and then
party.
have a
Yeah.
videographer if you want to capture
And
off
then
of this.
later you end up in the,
Later
yeah,
market about how awesome your shop is and this grand opening party that you just hosted for people.
it's true. So
You have to spend money in marketing.
it's true. It's funny
Like
you say that. So for me, doing this show, this recent
he
expo,
spent money on the lighting and the fucking walls, and
and the
he's going to pay
floor,
how much for the
the
polishers
floor.
that people want awards for. But then
Mm,
when it comes to marketing, they won't spend any money.
it's true. The floor is the one that kills me because listen, we haven't done our floor since we bought the place or since we rented the place because we don't own the building. So I don't give a shit what the floors look like. Okay. They're concrete. They're not going anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, we drive on them. That's it. Customers don't see it. I don't care. At the end of the day, you can take pictures where you're not getting the floor if you want to, or you can fucking photo edit it after, whatever.
Yeah,
But reality is, we dump our money into new business. That's where
yeah.
we put our money.
Grand openings,
I
you got
don't,
bare walls and a couple lights. I got to get some money going through.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It shows he
Push
doesn't have
those
any money
tickets.
because he's doing a
Push
grand
those
opening,
tickets.
asking people to bring their own goddamn chairs.
Mm.
It's as bad as damn pans.
Yeah, yeah. It's true though. When we did our Christmas party, for example, $2,000 for food, just for the spread for the staff. But then we also they gotta have a place to sit, right? So what do we have to do? Bring in tables, chairs, the whole nine. I'm just putting things in perspective. Imagine we told our staff, yeah, we're gonna have this, that, but bring a snack, bring your chairs.
Ain't
Our
nobody
staff's
showing
gonna
up
be
for that
like,
shit.
are you fucking mental? So just think, if that's what our own staff would think, what are your customers thinking?
And
Right?
now
They're
you
people
go,
too.
listen, I've got this dude in jeans and a Mahomes jersey
Yeah, yeah.
grabbing shit out of a pan. That Porsche dude ain't the Porsche dude and the Tesla
Got the
dude
whole
ain't
picture.
coming over to eat
Uh,
shit out of a pan that this dude in a Mahomes jersey just grabbed shit out of because he just picked his
true.
nose or grabbed a
True.
handkerchief and sneezed or something. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah.
You asked my opinion, motherfucker, and it's off the clock.
So
So
that's the opinion. Yeah. That's the
that's the
and you
opinion.
know what? There's two ways you can look at things. You can get offended by things, or you can see it as an opportunity to, holy shit, these are people that have actually done something, giving you some advice for free on what's going to work. Because here's the difference, right?
Because I failed.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Oh
failed a lot
man,
of
we
those
all
at
have.
them. I
Fuck,
failed a
man.
lot at them.
Oh yeah, and a lot of times it's been expensive, whether it's in dollars or just in a business not doing so well, whatever it is. But reality is,
If you
it's
want to hang
better
out and spend time at your place, hang out and spend time at your place. Invite some
to
buddies over and just enjoy your new
just
shop.
enjoy it. Yeah,
This is a
and then focus on
disgrace.
something else for the customers. Because
Yeah.
here's the thing, right? We'll say something, whether we're looked at as bad guy or good guy.
But other people.
Customer, he ain't
Mhm.
saying shit. He's just not coming, or he'll show up for 10 minutes and then be like, what the fuck is this? And then gone. But yeah, it's so you got to really look at this and say, like, okay, not being attacked, ask for advice, ask for an opinion. But reality is, it's better to get the blunt truth versus diving into something where it's going to just backfire and flop. Because you're better off to do nothing and then just open and start marketing your business versus do something like this and create the wrong image and the wrong opinion
And if
in
you
the
can't
customer side.
take critical advice, even if
Oh,
the F
business.
bombs are being dropped,
Yeah, yeah,
then
business. Yeah,
get a
trust
job, buddy. Get a job.
me.
Same
Hmm.
as MTE and all these guys that can't handle the criticism. Like, yeah, it's why it's
It's
corporate.
it's true.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
why it's
Because even
corporate.
even before I whipped it all together, like I only had a couple days, and you told me you're like, man, a couple days, you're like your booth is gonna be shit, and I was like, yep, it is. I did it for other reasons, so I was like, whatever, it is what it is. But I I know what it is. I'm not offended by that because I know it is what it is. I didn't have like flashy LCD screens, and we had a little TV there showing people how to do stuff on the software, but I didn't have time to get the models. There's a bunch of shit going on. But at the end of the day, I knew bigger picture, as long as it checks off one or two of my boxes, I'm good.
Well, I
Yep.
think I think you could. The other part about it is, it's too late for this guy, right? He's rolling. The
Yeah,
email's been
yeah,
sent
it's
out.
already happening. It's
So the way you think of it is, you go, great. What's done is done. The play has
yeah,
been made. Same as athletes
yeah,
make plays, and then people at the press conference want to ask them why they did. You got to answer the questions and then move on.
yeah. It's
You
true.
hear them nonstop. Well, next week. Well,
Hmm.
next week. Well, next game. Cool.
It's true
I
because
make
it's
tons of
easy
mistakes.
afterwards to break down.
You
Oh,
got to if
you
you can
ran
look
like this.
around and
That.
go, you didn't make any money.
Yeah,
You like, okay, then what are you going to do next year? Are you going to
yeah,
do the
yeah.
same thing, or are you going to
Or you're gonna
make an
innovate.
innovation?
Exactly,
And
exactly.
let's roll off of that
Yeah, yeah,
because
that's perfect, man. I
yeah,
think this is going to help a lot of people, though. Absolutely, they need it.
you
And look,
have to innovate, you have to grow.
yeah,
Make mistakes, all good. Keep going.
yeah,
Keep
100%.
going.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
only way you figure out how to ride your bike or move your bike is pedaling the wheels.
yeah,
The
and
only
then
way a ship
getting some boo
can
boos.
steer is to get movement, right?
Yeah,
So
and figure out the rest while you're going. But if you wait till everything is perfect, you're never going to do anything. So it's better to do a half-ass launch and then be like, okay, next year
how do I
I'm
go?
going to
How
nail
do
it.
I keep going? How do
Yeah,
I make better adjustments?
absolutely. That's it. One step, one punch. That's the lesson here. Yeah. Awesome, man. Good stuff, man. This is a good convo.
A
Yeah,
little
I'm
long.
looking forward to next
We
week.
probably
Yeah,
didn't keep everybody.
yeah,
People
yeah,
probably
bro.
didn't listen all the way to the end.
Well, then
So
they're missing out on some gems, that's for sure.
you could cut it in half and then put another half out later.
Hey, I'll do half and then half. I'll do part one, part two. That's what we'll do. I'll cut it in half. Yeah, yeah, there we go. Easier for people to digest. Cool. Well, listen, Marshall, appreciate you, man. Good to see you again. Now that I'm back in the country, back in the saddle. And I'm looking forward to next week, too, where we'll give you more of our take on other stuff going on. Absolutely.
or put out a challenge at the end and tell them they'll get something if they listened all the way.
Oh,
Then
you know
it's all
what?
done.
Yeah. For those of you that listen to this in one sitting and can message something and tell me that honestly, there will be a special surprise. I'll leave it
Yeah.
there because I have some ideas, but
A
we'll
tariff free surprise.
it will be a tariff-free surprise. Absolutely. Listen, I'm all on board. I hope we become like Puerto Rico, to be honest with you. It's a major fight in our house because there's a lot of very pro Canadians here. And I'm like, who cares? I could care less. Like our military, they have like plastic spoons to defend themselves. So I'm okay if we I'm a proud Canadian, but I'd be okay if Canada was you know, say you have nothing to say. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. But yes, we have 30 days of reprieve from tariffs. We'll see. I'm like, prices go up, prices go down. It doesn't really matter. You just like our printing company, we order a lot of stuff from the United States. We also order stuff from overseas. It's one of those things,
Say
man.
if you're an American listener, I'll have a tariff-free something for you.
There we go. Yeah. We'll have a tariff-free something. And if you're Canadian, I'll send you a bottle of maple syrup. There we go. That's it. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what would be tariff free in the new administration. I don't even know. Who knows? Yeah, whatever. It's prices rise, prices fall, guys. Don't get too hung up on it. You know, the biggest thing you could do is just keep innovating, keep moving forward, and don't stress so
One
much.
step,
Man.
one punch.
Yeah, one step, one punch. The tariff stuff is literally out of your control. So, one step, one punch. Keep going, pass it on to the customer. You know, everyone's so worried about the tariffs, but yet their day to day is like, oh, I'm going to pass on the credit card fees to the customer. I'm like, fuck, man, you're worried about increasing your prices 25%, but you're going to charge the customer for every time they do business with you. Fuck, man, just eat those credit card fees and don't worry about it. You know, anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. I'll leave it there.
All
All right.
right. We'll see you next
Good stuff,
time.
brother. See you next week. All right. Cheers, guys. See ya.